So let's talk a little bit about the technology and the implementation detail. Most of these database services, they run on the big cloud providers. For good reasons. It makes a lot of sense. Most of their customers run on these cloud providers. Most of our customers will run on these cloud providers. But the downside of being on the cloud providers is that they're extremely expensive. Paying for raw compute on AWS is maybe 10 times more expensive than if you go to a top-tier co-location center. You buy your own servers and you set that up. Networking, even more crazy, like 100 times more expensive. Those are costs that all add up. And if you build a service on top of AWS, Google, Microsoft, you need to pass those costs on to the user. And you need to be very careful about what you allow them to do. If you allow them to do something that you don't account for in your billing model, you can be in big trouble because the unit economics, the base cost is so high that you can't build in a lot of buffer. Whereas if you operate on your own infrastructure in normal data centers, then you have so much buffer because the base cost is so low that you can be a lot less careful about having to pass on every single cost to your customer. So if you're on Twitter, many people say, just get a VPS, just pay $5 a month to Hesna or whatever. And that's essentially what we're doing, except we're doing it at scale. So we are not setting up a lot of small VPSs. We're getting our own servers and operating those. And these are in data centers that are right next to AWS. So there will literally be a fiber connection between our data center and the AWS region. Wow. So that means that the latency, not a big problem. But there is a bunch of work you have to do, right? There's upfront work. One, you need to pay for those servers. You need to set them up. You need to manage the networking yourself. And as somebody who just wants to deploy an application, that makes no sense. That's why you go and buy a VPS or something like that. But for us, venture-backed company looking to have hundreds of thousands of customers, it's not that big of a deal because it's a cost, but it's a fixed cost that is shared between all of our customers.